I recently went after a persistent problem on this 2004 E500. It's the W211 chassis, for those of you who don't know. But the problem was something like this. You know, I'd be driving along and, you know, I'd hit a speed bump or an abrupt dip in the road, and I'd hear this thud in the back, right back there in the back end. It sounded like, you know, I had something back there that was loose, that would just clunk, and it really irritating. I mean, you wouldn't, it wouldn't do it when you would be just driving normally, but anytime you'd hit that, you know, that speed bump or that big dip, you'd hear the thud back there. And I finally said, okay, I'm gonna find this. But coupled with that was, you know, I wasn't getting what I felt was a pristine ride from the airmatic suspension. I wasn't having any problems. There was no indications of any type of warnings on my instrument cluster that something was awry, but there was a feeling, and, you know, kind of an inherent feeling that, yeah, this didn't ride as nice as I really wanted to. And it didn't matter whether you were in sport mode or comfort mode. So I decided to you know, let's figure this one out. And I actually did some reading, and I noticed that quite a few people have reported this problem. They call it the dead body in the trunk syndrome. And, you know, people said, well, maybe it's a loose gas tank, or maybe it's loose headrests, and people will try different things. I even read one story where the owner took the car in to a dealer, and they spent 2 weeks trying to find the problem. And so I thought, okay, this is going to be kind of fun, because there's a number of different bushings back there that could be causing the problem. I think the gas tank, if you had a gas tank which sits under the car, the straps are loose, it certainly could be causing that thud plug when you go over the rough bumps like that. But you know, and of course, if you had shock absorber bushings that were loose or cracked or broken, that could be the problem too. I've been around a lot of old cars where shocks can exhibit all kinds of weird noises. Then it can fool you. Sometimes you think it's something in the suspension when actually it's something in the shock absorber. So, you know, a week ago we put this thing up on the lift and pulled the rear shocks, and let me show you what these look like. Here's what the shock looks like from an E500 with the airmatic suspension. The airmatic suspension has quite a different looking shock absorber, as you can see here, with an electrical connection that goes to the computer. But notice here, look at how dirty the shock is. It's not really oily wet, but look at all the buildup on here. This is an indication that this shock has been leaking fluid for a long time. If you see wetness, then it's a recent leak. But this type of indicator here shows that it's been leaking hydraulic fluid, and it's all kind of collected with road grime. But here was the real killer. I mean, this thing literally has no rebound in it at all. Look at this. You push down on it, and it doesn't even want to come back. But I did find the source of the clunk. When you get it in about the mid position here and start moving it up and down, you can feel movement and a light clunking internally inside the shock. See the movement right there? I'm not even really pushing on it. So it was the shock that was making noise. And of course, a collapsed shock is certainly not going to let your car ride very well. Happy to be able to report back to you that the shocks solved both my problems. I know these shocks are not inexpensive, but I tell you, installing them is not all that difficult, and the difference in ride is amazing. I mean, for me, it is well worth it, and you can't believe how nice it is. Not only to get rid of that clunk, but to also restore that beautiful airmatic ride like it was from the factory. So this is not uncommon in other cars that have clunking noises. It can be sway bar bushings, it can be subframe bushings, but it can also be shock absorbers. So don't rule those out when you're troubleshooting your own rear end clunking problems. And if you need instructions on how to replace these, I do have a video manual on demand on my website. So if you're interested in that, just follow the link in the description below.